that is Valmontone, the round, walled town on the mount opposite. Charles Dickens. Valmontone is a comune in the province of Rome in the Italian region Lazio, located about 45 kilometers southeast of Rome. Geography. The historic part of the town is situated on a tufaceous hill, 303 meters over the sea level, part of a morphological system of valleys and low reliefs, known as Alta Valle del Sacco. There are many natural springs due to the high water levels underground. Because of this, the landscape is covered by forest and farmland. To preserve this water system, in Valmontone exists the CERI, a Center for the Prevention and Control of Hydrogeological Risks. History. The origins of Valmontone are uncertain. It seems that a village was founded before the rise of Rome on a hill in the modern municipality of the town, and its ruins were visible until the 18th century. Perhaps these are the remains of the ancient Labacum, which, according to the myth, was founded by Glaucus, Mino's son. The name of the village derives from a kind of Greek shield. Labacum was in war against Rome, but at last it was defeated and became a Roman castrum, a fortified castle. Other testimonies of the Roman period are the post station at Bivium, situated along the road called Via Latina, a village of coal makers, some furnaces for tiles and vases, a villa and some other remains. Later on, the castle was rebuilt on the actual site in the late Roman Empire. The presence of a castrum latrinense goes back to the 1052, while the name of Alice Montonish appears the first time in a document dated 1139. Valmontone became a fief under the Conti family until the 16th century, when, in 1548, the fief passed under the Sforza then. In 1632 and for a few years, under the Barberini, until Camillo Pamphili bought Valmontone. The Pamphili family became Doria Pamphili Landi in the 18th century. In 1843 Valmontone assumed the rank of «city» by decision of Pope Gregory XVI. On the 22nd of January 1944, during the Italian campaign of the Second World War, the Allies commenced Operation Shingle, an amphibious landing at Anzio in an attempt to outflank the formidable German defensive positions known as the Winter Line and push toward Rome. Valmontone was an important objective on the way to Rome, according to Operation Buffalo, May-June 1944. The Allies thought the German forces were garrisoning the city, so they bombed Valmontone with their air forces, nearly destroying it completely. Valmontone lost 80% of its ancient buildings, like the fortified gates, the monastery on Col Sant'Angelo, fountains, churches. With the post-war reconstruction, the town lost its medieval and Baroque appeal, of which only a few sites survive. Main sites. Although World War II caused major destruction, there are still some important buildings in Valmontone. Palazzo Doria Pamphilj is the baronial palace. In origin it was a fortified castle, until the Barberini decided to replace it with a bigger fortress, and began the construction. When Camillo Pamphilj bought the fief, he wanted to create a sort of ideal city, a Città Panfilia, including the palace, the nearby church and the other buildings. For this reason he called in Valmontone many important artists. On the piano nobile there are some important frescoes, divided by themes. The four rooms of elements, the four dedicated to the continents, the Sala del Principe and two chapels. Valmontone Archaeological Museum, situated in the Palazzo Doria Pamphilj. The ground floor houses a section which introduces the municipal area. The upper floor offers an introduction to the archaeological sites and to related topics, through several media. Such topics include the coal miners' village and Col Carbone, the Col dei Lepri settlement, the Mansio, the thermal baths and the Col Pelliccione furnace. Collegiate Church of Santa Maria dell'Assunta, built on the ancient Gothic church with the same name, under Camillo Pamphilj, in the 17th century. The architect was Mattia de Rossi, who rose to prominence under the mentorship of Bernini. Although this situation, for the collegiated Arossi, was inspired by Sant'Agnes in Agon, sited in Piazza Navona in Rome, which was edified by Borromina. The church has a facade composed by 2 bell towers and a curved colonnade with 4 Ionic columns. The plan is elliptic, with 4 chapels along each side, including numerous Baroque pictures, in front of the main entrance. Between 2 other chapels, is the abside with the altar. Fontana del Colle was erected in Baroque style, and is a part of the original Prince Pamphilj project. It is composed by a pedestal with 4 round-shaped basins, 1 for each angle, decorated with lions' heads. On the pedestal there is a column surmounted by the bronze statue of the Labacanus, a Roman warrior, symbol of Valmontone. This fountain was completely destroyed under the World War II bombardment, except one of the basins and the pedestal. The monument was rebuilt in 1968. The Church of Sant'Antonio was not bombed during World War II, and is the last medieval building of Valmontone. The real name of the church is Santa Maria del Grazie and was erected in the 9th century. The construction is made with blocks of tuff, with 2 closed windows, one of them decorated with a little arch. The interior is decorated with Baroque stuccos, a Madonna with the Sun and a Sant'Antonio Abate, both painted by anonymous. Col Sant'Angelo. On this hill there are the cemetery of Valmontone and the convent of Sant'Angelo, built on the ruins of a Roman sanctuary. Also this was nearly destroyed completely during the last war, and rebuilt immediately. It was erected in the 8th century by the Benedictine order, and there are some remains of the old monastery in the cloister and in the refectory. 2 bells, one of them of 1523, the other of 1744, are visible in the cloister. Santuario della Madonna del Gonfalone. This church was built in 1508, with a Gothic plan, out of the old town's walls. In origin, the sanctuary had 15 altars. Destroyed during World War II, it was rebuilt in the 1950s, and the only original part is the Renaissance's portal with the pediment. The interior maintains as original the apsidal zone, with the main altar, and a fresco of the Virgin who nurses Jesus. Fortified walls. Gates. Before the last war in Valmontone there were 3 gates, but one of them, Porta Romana, in Renaissance style, was completely destroyed. The other 2 are Porta Napolitana and Porta Nuova. The first one was a medieval fortified gate with 2 massive towers on sides, partially visible nowadays. The other one was erected on the Via Nuova by Camillo Pamphilj, in Baroque style, as a gate on the road to the central town square on the hilltop. Not far from Valmontone is the large Valmontone Outlet, a shopping center built like an American town, with squares, buildings, streets, a fake train station, etc. Near this complex is Rainbow Magic Land, the biggest theme park in Europe, opened the 26th of May 2011. Transportation. The town is crossed by Via Casilina, a modern road following the ancient road with the same name built by the Romans, now the town's main street. Moreover, it is connected with the Autostrada A1, on the Roma-Napoli branch. Valmontone has a railway station, served by the line Rome-Cassino Naples. International relations. Twin towns. Sister cities. Valmontone is twinned with Benefeo, Spain, since 1987. Weiler Simmerberg, Germany.